Before he was known as the prince that never got crowned. Before the headlines. Before the price tag that could buy a small country. There was a skinny kid in the streets of Brazil, chasing a ball like it was oxygen. This is not just the story of goals. This is the story of a boy who cried before the world ever saw him smile. The story of a child who refused to let the world decide his ending. This is the story of Neymar Jr. He was born on February 5th, 1992, in Mogi das Cruzes, Brazil. But it was the coastal city of Santos that shaped him. Not the glamorous Santos you see on postcards, not the tourist beaches. I'm talking about the back streets, concrete pitches, barefoot football. His father, Neymar Santos Sr., had once dreamed of becoming a professional footballer. That dream didn't fully happen, so when little Neymar started dribbling before he could properly spell his own name, his father saw something. Not pressure, promise. Growing up, money was tight, very tight. At one point, the family lived in a tiny house where privacy was a luxury and hope was the only decoration. But what they lacked in wealth, they made up for in belief. By the age of 11, Neymar joined the youth academy of Santos FC, the same club that once belonged to the king himself, Pelé. No pressure, right? You just have to be the next Pelé. Easy. By 2009, at just 17 years old, Neymar made his professional debut for Santos FC, and Brazil noticed immediately. The haircuts got bolder, the skills got outrageous, the defenders confused. He wasn't just playing football, he was dancing with it. Step-overs, flicks, elasticos, nutmegs that sent defenders into early retirement. Honestly, I'm sure there are probably defenders who still check under their bed at night, checking if Neymar was there. And yes, sometimes he exaggerated contact, but as we like to say, our defender tackles first and asks questions later. If you don't want him falling, maybe don't kick him. In 2011, he led Santos to win the Copa Libertadores, the club's first in 48 years. Suddenly, Europe wasn't just watching. Europe was calling. And then came 2013, the dream. The plane landed in Spain, cameras flashing, expectations exploding. Neymar signed for FC Barcelona. And there, waiting for him, were two giants, Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez. But the world would soon call them MSN. It sounded like a news channel, and they delivered breaking news every week. But here's what people forget. Neymar didn't arrive as the king. He arrived as the kid willing to share the crown. That takes humility. That takes maturity. In the 2014-15 season, Barcelona were unstoppable. The treble, La Liga, Copa del Rey, Champions League. In the 2015 Champions League final, Neymar scored, not just a goal, but a statement. The boy from Santos had conquered Europe. And yet, shadows followed him. Because when you shine next to Messi, some people only see the bigger light. Neymar didn't just want to be part of history, he wanted to lead it. So in 2017, football exploded. 222 million euros, the world record transfer. Neymar left Barcelona and signed for Paris Saint-Germain, the most expensive transfer in football history. People called him greedy. They called him selfish. They said he was running from Messi. But what if he was running toward himself? Paris wasn't just a move, it was a statement. I can carry the weight. And he did. When fit, Neymar was magic in Paris. Goals, assists, performances that made defenders reconsider their life choices. He played with flair, with audacity, with samba in his veins. But then, the injuries came. 2018, broken metatarsal. 2019, more setbacks. 2020, more pain. It became a cruel pattern. Just when he reached top form, his body betrayed him. And the critics? They were waiting. They said he cared more about birthdays than big matches. Some even said every time someone touched him, he dropped faster than my Wi-Fi during a storm. I thought we were playing football. But pain doesn't trend on social media. Rehabilitation doesn't go viral. What people didn't see were the lonely nights, the doubt, the fear that maybe, just maybe, the body wouldn't cooperate with the dream. And still, he came back. Every time.
Then there's Brazil. The yellow shirt is not just fabric, it's expectation stitched in gold. In the 2014 World Cup, hosted in Brazil, Neymar carried the hopes of a nation at just 22 years old. 4 goals, electric performances, until the quarterfinal. A challenge, a knee to the back, a fractured vertebrae. He was ruled out of the tournament. Brazil would go on to lose 7-1 to Germany. And somewhere, a young man watched from the sidelines, heartbroken, feeling like he had failed 200 million people. But that's the thing about Neymar. He bends, he doesn't break. In 2016, at the Rio Olympics, he captained Brazil to its first ever Olympic gold in football. And when he scored the winning penalty, he collapsed in tears. Not arrogance, relief, redemption. And Neymar healed something deeper than any injury. Over the years, Neymar has become Brazil's all-time top scorer, surpassing even Pelé. Let that sink in. The boy from Santos outscored the king. He has won league titles in Spain and France, domestic cups, a Champions League, individual awards. He has dazzled at World Cups, Copa America tournaments, and carried teams on his back when they needed magic. But his real achievement? He survived the spotlight. He survived the criticism, the injuries, the comparisons, the memes. He never stopped playing with joy. Because at his core, Neymar is still that kid on the street in Santos. The kid who played not for money, not for fame, but because the ball made him feel alive. You can question decisions. You can debate his legacy. But you cannot deny his courage. To leave home at 21 and chase Europe, to step out of Messi's shadow, to return from injury after injury and still attempt the impossible rainbow flick when the world expects the safe pass. That's not recklessness, that's belief. Neymar's story is messy, it's dramatic, it's human. And maybe that's why we feel it. Because in him, we see ourselves. The kid with a dream too big for his circumstances. The young man criticized for wanting more. The fighter who refuses to quit even when the body says stop. He didn't just reach the top of world football. He climbed it with bruised feet, doubters in his ear, and samba in his soul. And today, when you watch Neymar Jr step onto the pitch, you're not just watching a footballer, you're watching a survivor, a dreamer, a boy from the streets of Santos who dared to dance in stadiums built for kings and became one anyway.